Hi. So, in yesterday, in last class, if you remember, I was discussing about the types of hardness. What is the unit of hardness? Apart the unit, how we can express the hardness. Usually, we express in terms of calcium carbonate equivalents. How to calculate the calcium carbonate equivalents, and after that, I solved a numerical problem based on the calcium carbonate equivalents. So with the help of the calcium carbonate equivalent, you can calculate easily the temporary hardness, permanent hardness, easily you can calculate. So after that, the next topic is, so these are the numerical problems I have already, I think first one I have already solved it, and the other two numerical problems you have already seen and already just try to solve them. So next topic is a estimation of hardness of water by EDTA method. So EDTA is an important organic compound. It is called as ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. So in that there are two nitrogen center and there are four carboxylic group. In that, if you would see carefully, so basically that calcium or magnesium or any other metal can easily coordinate with either oxygen or nitrogen of EDTA, and they can simply coordinate and form the complex. So basically, with the help of the complex, it would be very easy to estimate the hardness using EDTA method. So as you have seen, there are four carboxylic groups, so it can react easily with sodium hydroxide, and it can form either tetra sodium or disodium ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. So if so there are some perception regarding the I would say the solubility of EDTA. So if it is simply ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid, then it is not very much soluble in water. But if you are going to have the tetrasodium salt of EDTA, then it is highly soluble in water. And the other possibility is, if you are going to have the disodium, then it is not highly soluble like tetrasodium in water, and also it is not highly soluble like tetrasodium salt in water. So basically it is not very insoluble in water, not highly soluble in water. So it is basically the disodium salt of EDTA is usually select for the determination of hardness of water. So areochrome black tea is a one diazo compound, basically is used as an indicator, while ammonia buffer, actually the mixture of ammonium chloride and ammonium hydroxide, it is usually used as a buffer. So basically it would help to make the pH of the solution somewhere around 9 to 10. So if you would see, what is the principle behind the EDTA method. So if you would see, usually we will have either calcium or magnesium ions in the water, then we could say only that it is a hard water. So if you are going to add the EBT couple of drops, then what will happen, that whatever the calcium or magnesium present in the water, that is going to make the complex with EBT, and that complex usually is not very stable. So it is quite less stable, and it is wine red in color. So if you would see here in the left side, there is a blue color in the test tube. So basically it belongs to EBT, and when EBT is going to interact with calcium and magnesium, then the color which is going to appear, it is wine red. So when EDTA is titrated against the complex, then what will happen? So basically when you have in the flask, if you have calcium ions or magnesium ions, if you have add couple of drops of EBT and then ammonia buffer, then usually the wine red color will come. And when you are going to titrate it with EDTA, so what EDTA will do? So simply EDTA is going to replace the EBT, and it would form a new complex, calcium or magnesium with EDTA, and that complex is highly stable. So basically in that process there would be a liberation of EBT, so EBT would free, and you know what is the actual color of EBT? It is blue, steel blue. Okay, so basically that would be the end point. So simply you have to start. So what you need to do in this method, you have to take the flask, add some amount of water, it may be 20 ml, 50 ml, doesn't matter from where you want to start. So you can start, then you have to add couple of drops of EBT and add some buffer solution, so wine red color will come. And then after that you have to titrate it with EDTA, and when you are going to titrate it, there would be one point will come at which the solution in the flask is going to turn blue. So basically you have to note it down, the amount of EDTA was used in that process. So basically that would be the amount of EDTA used, that could be used in further calculations. So this is basically complex is going to form. Here M could be either calcium or magnesium. So basically this is the octahedral complex is going to form. So this would be the complex when EDTA is going to react with either calcium or magnesium. Then when you are going to estimation of hardness using EDTA, so what will happen? So basically there would be three different steps would be used in that process. So in first step, so basically three different titrations you have to do. So first titration, basically you have to do the standardization of EDTA. In second titration you have to titrate EDTA with the unknown hard water, and then in third one you have to titrate with the boiled water. So first I would like to discuss in the first step, basically standardization of EDTA. This is quite useful step. So before starting that, we must need to make a standard hard water solution. So in that we have to dissolve 1 gram of calcium carbonate in 1 liter. So it is not easy to dissolve. So what you need to do, you can take a minimum amount. You can take 1 gram of calcium carbonate and add in dilute HCl, and after that you can make this solution up to 1 liter. So basically why we are going to use this solution? So in that, if you would see the strength of this solution, it would be 1 gram per liter, or we could say 1 milligram per ml. So that basically would be used in the next few steps. So first what you need to do, you have to pipette out 20 ml of standard hard water solution, then you have to add 10 ml of ammonia buffer, and then you have to add 2 to 3 drops of EBT or Aerochrome black tea. Then red wine color will form. So if you would see, we have taken only 20, and then you have to titrate it with EDTA, and finally that wine red color is going to change. so that is going to convert it into blue. So basically, you know, so suppose the volume of EDTA used in this titration, it is V1, and you have started with the 20 ml of hard water. So we could assume that 20 ml of standard hard water could be equal to V1 ml of EDTA, right? And we know what is the strength of the standard hard water. So basically 1 ml of standard hard water contain 1 milligram of calcium carbonate equivalent. So we could be able to convert it like that. So 20 into 1 milligram of calcium carbonate. So basically 1 ml of standard hard water is equivalent to 1 milligram of calcium carbonate equivalent is will be equal to V1 ml of EDTA, and V1 ml of, so basically we could be able to know 1 ml of EDTA with that equation. So 1 ml of EDTA would be equivalent to 20 divided by V1 milligram of calcium carbonate equivalent. So that could be used in further calculation. So in the second step, you have to do the titration with the unknown hard water. We don't know its basically its strength. So same thing you have to do, simply pipette out 20 ml of unknown hard water, then add ammonia buffer, probably 10 ml. You can add few drops, 2 to 3 drops of EBT. Then you know that wine red color will come, and you have to titrate it with the EDTA till wine red color will not disappear and blue color will not generate. Suppose the volume of EDTA required to get the end point, this time it is V2, and easily we could assume that 20 ml of given hard water would be equivalent to V2 ml of EDTA. And this time we know the value of 1 ml of EDTA in terms of calcium carbonate equivalent. So if you would see, we could be able to write like this: V2 into 20 by V1 milligram of calcium carbonate equivalent, and then 1 ml of given hard water would be easily, you can find. So 1 ml of given hard water would be equal to V2 into 20 divided by V1 into 20 milligram of calcium carbonate equivalent. So 20 can be cancelled with 20, and basically the hardness of 1 ml of hard water would be equal to V2 divided by V1. And we have to express the total hardness in terms of we have to express in milligram per liter. So total hardness would be equal to V2 divided by V1 into 1000 milligram per liter. In third step, so basically the third step is the estimation of permanent hardness. So what we need to do, so whatever the water we have used in the study, whatever the water we have used in the second step, we have to boil it, right, and boil for some time. So what will happen, whatever the calcium bicarbonate and magnesium bicarbonate, so basically it is going to convert it into their carbonates. So basically the bicarbonate will decompose and insoluble carbonates would form. You can simply filter it out, and whatever the water you would get, that would be free from any kind of temporary hardness. That means we could say only permanent hardness would be there in that water. So what will happen, so simply you have to pipette out the 20 ml of that water, add 10 ml of ammonia buffer, add again 2 to 3 drops of EBT as an indicator, then wine red color will come. You have to shake it little bit, and then you have to titrate it with EDTA, and then blue color will appear. That would be the end point. And suppose the V3 ml of EDTA was used to get the to get the end point. So as we can assume, the 20 ml of given hard water, boiled water basically, would be equal to V3 ml of EDTA, and you know what is the value of 1 ml of EDTA, so just you need to fill it here. Then 1 ml of given hard water would be equal to, very simple, V3 into 20 by V1 into 20 milligram of calcium carbonate equivalent. So 20 would be cancelled with the 20. So basically the permanent hardness of 1 ml of hard water would be equal to V3 divided by V1 milligram, or as you know, we have to express only in milligram per liter. So permanent hardness would be equal to V3 divided by V1 into 1000 milligram per liter. So now you know the total hardness, you know the permanent hardness, and it would be very easy to find the total temporary hardness. So basically temporary hardness would be equal to V3 minus V2 divided by V1 into 1000 milligram per liter. So there are few numerical problems, the two numerical problems here and two more in the next slide, in this slide. So just you should try to resolve it. In next class, probably today in the evening, I'm going to explain how you have to do the numerical problem. I will explain how you have to do the numerical problem. So I'm going to explain this in the evening, and thank you very much for your patience.